Create, modify, and label parcels. After completing this video, you will be able to create a parcel from drawing objects, create a parcel by layout, create parcels by subdividing an existing parcel, manage parcel properties, identify and apply labels, editing parcel segments with modify geometry tools, creating parcel segments and area tables, create right-of-way parcels. We'll start by creating a parcel from objects. On the Home tab, Create Design Panel, expand Parcel, then select Create Parcel from Objects. At the command line, it'll ask you to select lines, arcs, or polylines to convert into parcels. If it were in an XREF, you can tell it it's in an XREF as well and select it through the XREF. My polyline is in my current drawing, so I'll click on it and press Enter. It's going to ask me what site I would like to put it in. I have two, but I'm going to leave it in the subdivision site. Then I'll select the parcel style, which will be property, because this is my main property that I'll be subdividing, and what area label I would like to use. I'll use the name, area, and perimeter, and erase the existing entity and click OK. Since I have an alignment in my drawing and I will need to subdivide that parcel by the alignment, I need to make sure they're in the same site to make that happen. So on the Prospector tab, I'll go to Alignments, right-click on Michelle Way, and move it to the site that my parcels are in. I put my parcel in the subdivision site, so I'll select it and click OK. To make sure that it went there, I'll expand Subdivision, Alignments, and Centerline Alignments. Michelle Way is now in the right site, but I can see that it did not subdivide my property properly. So I need to make sure that my parcel and my alignment actually intersect each other, because if they're not touching and there's any gaps, it will not subdivide it. So I'll select this alignment, move my endpoint of that alignment up slightly so it crosses that polyline that represents my parcel. And now when I zoom out, I can see I have two parcels with the alignment subdividing it into two. The next thing I want to do is create a right-of-way parcel around the alignment. To do that, I'll go to the Home tab, Create Design Panel, expand Parcel, and select Create Right-of-Way. It will ask me to select my parcels. I'm going to select Property 1 and Property 2 and press Enter. Now it's going to ask me what kind of offset from the alignment would I like for the right-of-way. I'm going to put mine at 25, both on the right-of-way and the cleanup at intersections, and cleanup at alignment intersections as well. Then I'll click OK. And you can see it's created Property 1, Property 2, Property 3, and Property 4. Now, Property 3 and Property 4, I actually want to act as one parcel that will act as the right-of-way for that alignment. So to clean that up, I'll select Parcel 4 as the parcel I would like to dissolve into Parcel 3. Then on the contextual ribbon that appears on the Modify panel, click Parcel Layout Tools. In the Parcel Layout Tools toolbar, I'll use the drop-down to select Parcel Union, and at the command line, it's asking me to select the destination parcel. So I'll select Parcel 3 by clicking the area label for Parcel 3 and press Escape to get out of the command. Now let's start to subdivide the area in the middle into smaller sections. To do this, I'm going to go to the Home tab, Create Design Panel, expand Parcel, and select Parcel Creation Tools. On the Parcel Creation Tools, I can add segments and arcs as needed to start to subdivide this large area into two sections down the middle. So I use my fixed line with 2 points. It's going to ask me what site it wants to be in. I need it in the subdivision site so that it's with the other parcel lines. Then I will use the single family style. The label will be name, area, and perimeter, and I'll click OK. Now I can draw that line just as if it were a regular AutoCAD line. I'm going to use my Object Snap command to turn on my endpoint and pick an endpoint from this point. And I'm going to make it parallel to the right-of-way line. So I'll use the Control key, right-click, and select Parallel. Tell it I want it parallel to this, and move my cursor until I get it to where I want it. I'll click to place it. Now I'm going to add another line from this point to the center of my arc of the right-of-way. Again, I'll use the fixed line option. Staying in the subdivision, single family style, everything looks good. I click OK. I'll pick a point from this endpoint, then use the Control key and right-click to choose the center of that arc on the right-of-way. Now I'll press the Escape key to get out of the command. And I can use a regular AutoCAD command to modify these line segments that I created with the parcel tools. So I'm going to extend this line out to that arc all the way using the Trim command on the Modify panel of the Home tab. And in doing so, you can see that it closed the gap and created 2 new parcels, the single family parcel on the left and the property one on the right. The next thing I want to do is subdivide this parcel up. And I know that I need to subdivide it from this point and have it swing out to this right-of-way line. So on the Home tab, Create Design panel, I'll expand Parcel and select Parcel Creation Tools. For the minimum area, I am going to type in 68,680 for the square footage and deflate that. Then I'll expand the Create and Edit tool so that I can select the Swing Line Create option. It's going to ask me for the site, the parcel style, and the label style for the area. I'll click OK. And now it's going to ask for the parcel to be subdivided. I'll just deflate that and click on Property 2 for the property. Now it wants a start point for the frontage. This is so that it can measure the minimum frontage that I gave it in that dialog. And I'm just going to go that far. And it's going to ask me for the swing point. So now I know that I want this point somewhere in here. I think I'll just do a point from about right here. And it's showing me where that would be subdivided to make this first parcel the square footage that I gave it. If I like those results, I can accept them by pressing yes. Next, we'll subdivide these parcels into quarter-acre lots. To do that, I need to set the acreage again, or the minimum area. So I need to type in 108.90 square feet for a quarter acre. And the minimum frontage, I'm going to type in 45. That's according to the design specs. And my minimum frontage, minimum width, minimum depth, all of those look great. I'll deflate that toolbar. Now I'll expand the Create and Edit tool and select Slide Line Create. It's going to ask for the parcel to subdivide. I'll start with Property 2 and pick a point on the frontage to measure that frontage length and end here. Now I can specify the angle or bearing. If I just press enter, it's going to be perpendicular to the right-of-way in every point. And that can be good and bad. You can see that the first line ends up being at the first point. If I don't like those results, I can tell it that I don't accept them, or if I do like those results, I can press yes. Then I can make adjustments to those lines as necessary by making modifications. So for this first line, I may want to do a new slide line edit and select the line to adjust. So I'll adjust this one and then select the parcel that I want to adjust. I'll select this one. Start on my frontage, picking here to here. Press enter. And that looks so much better. I'll press enter to accept it. And you can see it's made those adjustments. Now that I have a few properties subdivided, I may need to make changes to them. For instance, property 2 really needs to be the single family style, and I need to renumber each of these so that they go sequentially around my property. To make changes to property 2, I want to right-click and select Properties. These are the regular AutoCAD Properties dialog box. And for the style, I'll simply select the single family style. And you can see it changed the color of that parcel and the name to single family 2. Next thing I want to do is renumber these single family lots. So with that parcel selected, on the contextual ribbon that appears on the Modify panel, click Renumber, Rename. It's going to come up with the site and what number you would like to start with and the increment value. I'll click OK. And now I'll select those parcels in order by drawing a line between them. And it will renumber all of them except for parcel 4, which I can come back up here and grab 4 and that one and press enter. And when I press enter again, it shows me that I've got single family 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Property 7 is in the right of way, 8 and 9. They renumbered in the order that I selected them. And I'll press escape to get out of the command. Last thing I need to do is actually label those parcels. So if I select one of the properties, you'll notice that on the contextual ribbon I have labels and tables. I can expand the add labels and add a single segment, a multiple segment, or an area label. If I add multiple segments, it's going to ask me what parcels to label. I'll just pick the parcel by selecting the area label and choosing to do it clockwise or counterclockwise. And it will go around and allow me to do that for each and every parcel that I want the segments labeled. If I need to change the area label to have different units, I may need to go back up into the contextual ribbon, click on the parcel properties, and on the area label selection style, choose a selection that makes more sense. Maybe I want the name square foot and acres. If I don't like that the area labels or the parcel line segment labels are too cluttered, I can select one of my parcels, and on the contextual ribbon, Labels and Tables tab, I can add tables, and I can add either line tables, curve tables, segment tables, or area tables. I'll go ahead and do my area table. It'll ask me for the table style that I want to use. Then I can select the parcels by clicking the green box to pick on the screen. I'll just pick each of my families, leaving the last 3 as they are. Press enter and make sure that I have it be dynamic, set the number of rows I want, and click OK. Now it's taking that information and putting it into a table that shows me each of my parcels, area, perimeter, segment lengths, and segment bearings.